Good morning. I'm Dr. Carol Brown, the founder of Equipping Minds. And I want to share with you why a cognitive development curriculum would be essential for those people who want to complete a GED, a high school diploma, or college classes, or they want to increase their abilities to perform well on a job. So many times people have not been successful in employment, in school, because there are cognitive deficits. That may have nothing to do with an IQ score, but it does have everything to do with how they process information, their visual processing, their auditory processing, and then especially their working memory, that ability to follow multiple step directions, that ability to remember things from one day to the next, to listen and take notes, to hear a boss's instructions and to hold on to that, the ability to recall information quickly from their long-term memory, to think about two or more possibilities to make a good decision, the ability to concentrate, to have cognitive flexibility or flexible attention or even sustained attention. And so these are cognitive areas. They cannot be increased by more math tutoring or more reading tutoring. They can only be increased by specifically training those regions of the brain. And that's what Equipping Minds does. And it takes what the people already know, and it uses games and exercises to do that. So please know that everything I'm about to share with you is research-based, is published in a medical journal and education journals, in books and college textbooks. And this could be just a great foundation. We recommend that it's done a minimum of 30 minutes, 5 days a week is ideal, or if it needed to be an hour, 3 days a week, there's a little bit of flexibility there. But what does it look like? So we would take something as simple as a deck of playing cards. And at first, they're just saying the number they see. So 6, 9, 4, 8. And then they can take those and sort them by number and say 3 on 3, 4 on 4, 8 on 8. And then they would sort by color. And in a deck of cards, it's just red and black, but they're sorting. And then we would say the shapes. So we have hearts and clubs and diamonds, hearts, clubs, diamonds. And then, as you know, we're going to have spades. And we would sort by spades and diamonds and hearts and clubs and working on the shapes. And then we would take turns and we would say, tell me the number, 6, color, red, shape, diamond, 8, red, clubs, 2, red, clubs, 4, black, clubs. And this is a working memory exercise. And as you know, throughout all of life, we have to hold on to multiple pieces of information in a sequence, the order we need to do it in. And by training this area of the brain, you have an increase in that ability to follow multiple steps. We also take a card game like Blink. It's going to have numbers as well, but it's going to be represented through objects. And so it's also going to have 6 colors that we're working with and 6 shapes. So they would learn those, and then they would be saying 1 purple circle, 3 black stars. And we have 31 ways to use this game to actually build cognitive abilities, from logic and reasoning, working memory, processing. And the whole time they're doing this, they're also using their voice. And we would also even take something like Uno cards, and we can do the same thing, alternating number, color. But then we're going to increase that because they're also going to learn the presidents of the United States. And so through this amazing, fun little book with pictures, they would learn there's a washing machine with a ton of clothes for George Washington to wash a ton. Something from this picture is in the next picture. Here's our washing machine with atoms. And then for John Adams, and then the atoms are going to be cooked by the chef's son for Thomas Jefferson. And then the chef's son is in the next picture. And here's the mad son. So for James Madison. So you also get a little history lesson, can breach that to science. But in the meantime, then how about 6 red diamonds? Oh, the 8th president, Martin Van Buren. 9 black diamonds, 6th president, John Quincy Adams. So you add that in. Then we would just simply do +1 and -1. So 6 + 1, 7, 10, 5, 9, okay, +1. Then -1, 8, 1, 1, 5. Okay, now let's alternate. Equal 6 plus 10 minus 3 equal 8 plus 10 minus 1. So it would be 2, 7, 8, 4, 7, 6. And then we could put it all together and say 7 black spades, William Henry Harrison, +1, 4, -1, 1. And we wouldn't, of course, do all that in one day, but that is how we are taking what the brain knows and we're using numbers, colors, images, shapes. We can put letters into that mix and even sounds, because those are the different ways that our brain processes things for reading, for spelling, for math, for work, for everything we do. We always are working in those. And then we could even take a game like Spot It, and they actually make a University of Kentucky. If we're dealing with other regions of the country, there's sports teams, there are many different Spot It games, but it is looking at memory. And so they would say what they see on the card, do a systematic search. Oh, I see a baseball player, I see a deer, I see some test tubes, I see the wildcat, I see a water bottle, I see a basketball goal, I see a UK emblem, and I see the mask. And then you pick up another card and find the match. Oh, I see 2 baseball players. And you keep doing this. And so you're going around, oh, I see 2 test tubes. Okay. I see 2 wildcats. And you would play the game. And at the end, you would say, so tell me, what did you see on the first card? So you're working on that visual memory. And then you would play it again. Once they could identify everything on the card, then you would take the same card and play it and ask them, oh, what did you see that matched? Oh, I see a baseball player. I see the drama mask. Okay. And then when they're really good at that, you just say what's on the card. I see a map of Kentucky. I see some textbooks. I see a pizza. I see a whistle. And then you would say those things. What did you see that matched what you pictured? Oh, I see textbooks. And so, but you're taking this to build that visual memory, that auditory memory, and that ability to categorize. And the reality is these all generalize. They generalize. We have far transfer effects to academics, to life skills, to self-regulation, to attention, to executive processing. And so now people were saying, I can remember the steps that my boss told me. I can remember the steps to the math problem. Oh, I can now make images in my head and I can read and comprehend. I'm remembering what I'm reading and how crucial that is to complete a GED, a high school diploma, to be successful in the workplace, to be successful in life. And so we also have a workbook. There's an entire curriculum. It's a whole cognitive development curriculum that's very comprehensive, but they would take something like these animals and read what they see: penguin, giraffe, bear, bird, spider, camel, chicken, pig, zebra, snake, tiger, elephant, turtle, cow, fish, cat, frog, crab, bee, horse. And then they would come over here and do the same thing, but now they have to ignore the wrong word. So you'll see that the wrong word is on there. And so this is working on that working memory, dealing with distractions. So having to say, oh, penguin, giraffe, bear, bird, spider, camel, chicken, pig, zebra, snake, tiger, elephant, turtle, cow, fish, cat, frog, crab, bee, horse. And then when they get really good with that, you alternate and you say the picture the wrong word. So penguin, camel, bear, cow, spider, tiger, chicken, fish, zebra, etc. And then they also learn that there are 20 symbols. And so they'll learn that they're going to go in and I see you drawing a circle around the bear. I see you drawing a box around the snake. I see you drawing an X on the fish. And they learn 20 directions. And this is activating the brain, those neural pathways that need to connect to hold on to multiple step directions. Because you can sit there and say, you need to remember this, or here are all these tricks, but that does not work long term. Okay, it just simply doesn't. And so we need to take something that's fun, that's engaging, that this doesn't intimidate people. It's a game. It's a game. And then we'll go as far as taking the game Tic-Tac-Toe, which almost everybody's familiar with, right? And we have Tic-Tac-Toe boards that have letters on them and numbers on them and animals on them. And then once again, the presidents of the United States on them. And so you sit here and you play tic-tac-toe, but the way you play, it's one game on two boards. So someone says, I see myself on 5. So this person cannot go on 5. I see myself on 9. I see myself on 2. Well, I see myself on 8 to block you. Oh, I see myself on 1. I see myself on 3 to block you. You see that? I see myself on 6 to block you. Well, I see myself on 4 to block you. And I see myself on 7. That's where nobody's gone. And so we have many ways to play tic-tac-toe, but tic-tac-toe also requires you to see something from somebody else's point of view. And that is a crucial cognitive function. As so many times you can try to talk about that, but tic-tac-toe we have found to be incredibly foundational for building that skill. So they would eventually play it where we're just touching it and saying where you're going. Eventually you would play it in your mind. And that ability to visualize numbers and letters and images and sounds and hold on to these things and do something with them is simply what we need for reading and math and spelling and work and reading directions and hearing directions. And it just makes such a difference in what you're going to be able to do. So I wanted to show you that incredibly brief overview of just a few things. There are so many more that would just take hours to show you. But we have done these with nurses at Ephraim McDowell Hospital. We have done this at Toyota. We do this with college students. This happens with high school students, 2-year-olds to 92-year-olds, post-concussion syndrome, which looks like anxiety and reading comprehension trouble and sensitivity to light and sound. And that has been really underdiagnosed. But we have so much success with those things, even strokes and Parkinson's and of course, dyslexia and ADHD and dysgraphia and dyscalculia and autism and Down syndrome and intellectual disabilities. I mean, so college students, kids who got a 34 out of 36 on their ACT, but they had a glitch who still needed our program. It's so broad, but it's so accessible and affordable and enjoyable and transferable to real life. So, once again, I would be happy to meet, to talk. This could just be transforming. We just presented in Utah last week to an adult education group who were like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. We've got people trying to get their GED and high school diploma and start college classes, and we keep doing remediation, and they're still not passing. How is this? Because their cognitive skills are still not developed. And that is the key. It simply is. So let me know if you would like to talk further. This really could be transformative for those that you serve. Thank you.